Hello, I'm just doing a really quick tutorial today. I'm just doing like rustic earrings. So all I've done is I've got some scrap clay, I've rolled it out on a 0 and it is scrap, it's even got bits in, but that sort of goes with it, so I'm not bothered. The next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to get yourself, if you're doing it, get yourself some sort of textures, preferably something with a centre, something that's got a centre point in it somewhere. I'm using this one, which is literally a mould I did of a necklace I've got. So I just did a mould of that and I just use that now. Right, okay, so basically the first thing I'm going to do, I'm not worrying about the back because they're rustic, but the first thing I am going to do is I'm going to use pan pastels for the first time. The trouble is I'm limited on colours, so I'm saying panata, they're not panata shades, but at least I can, that green's probably a bit too bright actually. I'll use the blue and I'll get a little bit of green from somewhere else. Yeah, I got some mica powders here, so I'll use those. I got the right shade, yeah, that'll do. So basically, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to put some pan pastel on the clay. It's kind of a panata look, I guess, with the colours I've got. Okay, so just want to make sure there's enough. Also, actually, I just forgot, so let me see if I want to just make a couple of beads. So I want to do it all at the same time. So if I cut that away, that didn't get coloured. I want to get 2 beads of similar size. So I'm just going to do a little sausage roll. And just stretch out a bit more. And then I'm just going to cut 2 pieces similar size. Hopefully they're about the same size. I'm just going to roll them into a ball. And hopefully cover them in this blue, at least to an extent. So I'm just hand turning it, and I know it's not going to stay on that well, but it'll give it a base. Okay, so I'm just covering them the best I can. Might be easier to roll them actually. Yeah, that seems a better way to do it. Right. So now I'm going to get my texture and I'm going to do 2 of them. Just probably best to use an acrylic block, but I haven't got one to hand. Okay, and you want to mirror them, don't you? So I'm going to okay. I'm actually going to just dab in a little bit of a greeny mica powder as well. I'm just thinking of the best. I'm going to go a little bit lighter in a few places. Don't know how much it'll show, and I'm going to add a little bit of a green as well, just here and there. Don't know how much it'll show. It's not that bright, but I don't want to go too bright. We're keeping it sort of rustic and panata. I think the other shades I've got here, they've all got like a metallic in, so I'll do. It's got a hint of, that's enough. And then I'm just going to get my round cutter and I'm just going to cut them in similar places. Do. Now with these balls, I'm going to put one there. I've got a second one. So again, if you're using a texture sheet with a repeated circular pattern, just put one underneath, fold over and press the two together. I'm just doing it this way. I hope it goes right first time. Yeah, that's going to be my bead. Then I'll do it again. Okay, so now I'm going for, what colour is it? I'm going for a pan pastel in metallic bronze. Oh, when I've lost the thing, got a bronze brush thing and it's decided to go missing. Okay, I'll see if there's an area here I can use. Yeah. Beads, and just turn the beads over. I'm going to make a hole through these after they've baked. I did try it with a cocktail stick, but I think it's going to work out better doing it after. It's trying to do too much on one little bead at one time. I don't know whether to age them a bit more. I might just give them the odd. I was saying that. No, that one's not too good. I'll do. Everything you need will be written underneath above the comments as usual. Right, I just want to get a little bit of this on these edges. Oh my blimmin' dog. Remember, we're keeping it rustic, so, you know, keep that in mind. I might just colour the backs the same and leave them flat, because I don't think they want a texture, do they? It won't look right. This clay's actually scrap clay from a failed tutorial I did last night, so I'm glad I'm utilising it. Right, I also want to make quite a decent sized hole. I don't want it to be a small one. So I'm going to use, I've got a 2mm point thing. So let's get them both the same. Oh, I didn't do them as opposite as mirrored, did I? I've done them the same. Oh well, never mind. Not the end of the world. And then I'm just going to put a hole there and put a hole there. And then I've got 2 holes done for them. That's going to go through, and I'll probably incorporate a few more beads. So the only thing I'm going to do now, I need to wipe. As I'm going to put them on here, but I'm going to bend them a bit. I don't want them flat, so get them on here first, and I'm going to just bring that up. Say, bring that up and bring that up, so they're wonky. You know, just wonking them out a little bit. Just try to make sure none of the bottom's actually touching on the corners. bit and it's just got a bit of a rise. I want them to be similar. Okay, so that's them done. Then these will also be drilled when it comes out. Okay, so they're just going into the oven now at the manufacturer's recommended temperature. Okay, so what I've done with these is I've just used matte varnish on the pan pastel bits, and the same with the beads, but I've just realised that I only did the front, forgot to do the back, so I've got a tiny little bit of pan pastel rubbing off. I'll have to go and do that afterwards and touch it up. So I've got, it's probably too much, but I've got 7 inches of copper wire 20 gauge here. And I'm just going to create the loop for the top. I'm not going to make it too small, so I'm going to go up further than I usually do to create a loop. And I'll bend it back. Oh, I just thought I forgot to put the blimmin'. I've got little seed beads. I want to put one each side of the main bead. So I better do that now. I'll straighten it up a bit before I do the rest. Right, so that's that one done. Right, where were we? So I've turned that round there like that, and I'm just going to bend that back. I know I do it backwards, but hey. So I've got quite a big, at the moment, rough loop there. And then I'm going to have to add one for the bottom as well. I think I've just lost one of the two for the other ones. It's gone far. There it is. Right, so I've got a very rough. I'm going to have to touch that up the one side. Never mind. So I'm going to take this through. I think I'll see whatever I cut off at the end is the excess that wasn't needed. So that will tell you. So I'm bringing that down through here. And I want about 3 mil at the top and bottom, because I want to do some sort of rough knotting. So I'm literally just going to sort of knot it as roughly as I want. Take that up over, to do the same at the top there. And then when I'm happy with that, looking nice and organic, I'll take that round to the back. Cut it off, and there's this extra. It's got to be nearly 3 inches, so depends how much winding you want to do. You can make those bigger if you wanted. It's a bit too big still. Way too big. I've got to get that in behind and pushed in so it's not sharp. Okay, so I'll do the same with the other one, and then I'll just bring them back when they're finished. Okay. I'm having to do a voiceover because my microphone decided to be making a lot of noise. So I'm just showing you the finished pieces. I've literally just put some rustic looking ear inserts on the top so it matched. Okay, so I hope you like these pieces.